So today I want to talk about why European media should stop portraying the Wallonian decision against the comprehensive economic trade agreement between the European Union and Canada as a fail of the European Union, and why they should rather portray this decision as a decision based on the will of the people. Before talking about reasons why I personally regard the Wallonian decision as a vote in favor of the Wallonian people and also in favor of many EU citizens, I should add that during the past few months there were many countries and also politicians from the socialist parties or green parties opposing this trade agreement. Among the loudest voices, and most notably, there was the Austrian Chancellor Christian Kern, who only agreed upon the trade agreement after meeting up with Jean-Claude Juncker and after adding additional remarks to the final agreement. Moreover, there were several NGOs and civil society organizations opposing the trade agreement and also organizing protests against the TTIP, which is the trade agreement between the European Union and the United States, and CETA, which is the trade agreement between the EU and Canada. So overall, one can say that there were many people and citizens of the Union against these trade agreements, or at least they felt too little informed about the outcomes of such trade agreements, which I personally blame, on the one hand, the media, and on the other hand, the media outreach departments of the European Union for. However, in the end, all national governments decided in favor of CETA, except the government of Wallonia. Most people have never heard of Wallonia before, but Wallonia is a region of Belgium. Belgium itself is a highly federalized state. It is composed of three language-based communities, namely a Dutch-speaking one, a French-speaking one, and a German-speaking one. In addition to the three language-based communities, you have three cultural regions. A Dutch region, which is a Flemish part. Then you have a French part, which is Wallonia, and then you have the capital region of Brussels. So those five entities, or actually six entities, came into being after five constitutional reforms since World War II, or since the end of World War II, and they were aiming to make all kinds of people equally represented and equally heard. In addition to those six regions and communities, you also have the national government. And during those five reforms, the regions and communities received more powers in relation to the national government. Why? As said, in order to represent the needs important to the citizens of the regions and of the communities. For instance, healthcare, agriculture, and development all falls into the influence of the regional governments. Same goes for foreign trade, environmental, economic, and industrial issues. All those issues are crucial and relevant for local people, because local people are the first ones to see the outcomes of such trade agreements. If, for instance, jobs go to another country. But they are also important to maintain a high standard of living and protecting the environment. So saying that the Wallonian government decided against the will of the European Union, or against the rest of the European Union, as the media does at the moment, is simply not true, because the Wallonian government, more than many national governments, really represents the interests of one group of people, because that is the reason why it was actually formed. The rest of the citizens have never been asked, nor have they been sufficiently informed. And by informing, I'm not talking about making the agreement accessible to the public. I'm actually talking about what will be the effects, the outcomes on the everyday to-day lives of the citizens and of the inhabitants of the European Union. So, in my opinion, journalists should stop blaming this setback on the Wallonian government, as many German-speaking newspapers do at the moment. They should rather blame themselves for not informing the public well enough, except the usual sound bites of the possibility of a company suing a country. And media should actually see this as it is. It is a decision made by a government, which is a legal body within the European Union, and a decision that many citizens, as well as politicians, are actually happy about. Hey, I just finished editing this video, and I read on Twitter that the Belgian government walked off the negotiation table between Belgian government, EU representatives, and Canadian representatives. So yeah, I'm really curious on hearing your opinion on this topic, and especially on I'm curious on how the media is portraying this case in other European countries right now. Because as said, I'm just speaking from German-speaking point of view, and well, consuming English media as well, but there are more than just two languages in the European Union, so I'm really curious in hearing your opinions. Have a nice night. Bye.